Let's be honest. Most adults would rather talk to their children about anything other than sexual health, like dentistry or mutual funds. However, when adults refuse to chat with kids about sexual health, they're losing a valuable opportunity to keep their kids safe and encourage healthy relationships down the road. Turns out, children want to talk with their parents and guardians about sexual health. Yeah, they want to talk to you about sex. Research suggests that children and youth respond well to parents chatting about sexual health. Obviously, you don't have to be an expert. You just have to be willing to put yourself out there and answer your child's questions, or even to start the discussion yourself. Many folks worry that we might tell children too much too soon. But sexual health educators like Deborah Rothman argue that the opposite is true, that we tell kids too little too late. Thankfully, if you tell your children too much about sexual health, the worst that can happen is that their eyes are going to glaze over. Our culture is kind of funny. While media is obsessed with talking about sex and using it to sell anything and everything, we're also encouraged to remain really quiet about pleasure and healthy relationships. Chances are your child has been exposed to content that is highly sexual, whether it's on the playground or a magazine ad that's using a half-naked woman to sell clothing. By not putting these things into context, you're leaving children vulnerable to revealing their ignorance and even potentially being targets for predators. And of course, by not explaining sexual health, we're not addressing children's needs to learn about the world and how to protect themselves. Finally, we're also losing a valuable opportunity to chat with our kids about things that are important to us. Every family has values over things like dating, relationships, sexual activity, marriage, and by not talking to youth about our expectations, we're losing the chance to influence them. It may surprise you, but your children care about what you think about these things. They really do. They may not always agree with you, and they may not always do what you want, but they do want to hear from you. If you're concerned that too much too soon may hurt your children, research shows that honest sexual health education provides many benefits. For one, it doesn't make them go out there and do it. In fact, children who receive good and comprehensive sexual health education actually postpone intercourse. Finally, those who do finally choose to engage in sexual intercourse are more likely to protect themselves against infections and unplanned pregnancies. I think we can all agree on one thing. We want children and youth to be safe from harm. Unfortunately, we don't always agree on how to achieve that, because some people feel that children's innocence must be protected through silence or delaying sexual health conversations. But instead, the research is proving the opposite. Talking about issues openly and honestly is the best way to protect your children. And of course, studies have shown that children actually want you to do the talking. So shake off that silence and get talking.